Friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. The channel where I like to show the properties for sale in the Italian market. In each video, I select a property in a different town in one of the beautiful regions of Italy. Okay, so in today's video, I bring you to Marche region. Marche region, and I'm searching in a province which is called Fermo province, one of the provinces of Marche region, small provinces, small province in a town called Ortezzano. So I'm not usually covering a lot Marche regions, but I decided to find a few properties in this area, which anyway is quite interesting, beautiful, and also very well renowned area of Italy, central part of Italy. Okay, so let's start with today's property. Now, as we see in the picture, they say detached house for sale in Via del Forno 50. We are in Ortezzano, this small town in Marche region, around 800, 900 inhabitants. Not completely detached house, is a house anyway that is free on three sides. The asking price is 39,000 euro, as we see. All right. So 39,000 euro, we are under 40. The size of the property is 105 square meters, and it says that there are six rooms. Anyway, we will investigate later on the house. For now, we go straight away to Google Maps to understand where the property is. So basically, let's say this property is in the central part of Italy. We are in the southern, one of the southern provinces of Marche region, like Fermo, and we are also not far from Ascoli Piceno province. Technically, we are not very far from Abruzzo region. Okay. So it's a quite interesting area because anyway, we are immersed in the beautiful nature of the central part of Italy, but at the same time, anyway, we are not very far from the sea. So this could be an interesting property, in particular as a holiday home, let's say. But anyway, even to live all year around. Anyway, let's see, let's investigate the property. Obviously, the price is not high. We are talking about 39,000 euro, which anyway is not really high price, in particular for this region. Anyway, let's just zoom in a bit more to have an idea of the town and the surrounding area. So it's a farming area, as we see, with anyway with beautiful nature around. There's no lack of services in this area. You have many restaurants, bars, and all type of services that you might need, surrounded by many towns around. So, and again, as I said, not far from the sea, which is quite important. Now, I want to go back. Before I go back to the property, I just want to show you, anyway, the search that I've made on Idealista to find this property. Okay, so I found 37 houses for sale. Obviously, the filters that I have selected are maximum 60,000 euro, only houses and no apartments, no auction properties, and good condition, houses that are sold for in good condition. Now, I want to tell you that houses, let's say, in a good condition in this province, after the search, after the filters that I have selected, out of these 37 houses, I found only two property that caught my attention under 40,000 euro. And one is this one that I'm making the video today, this one for 39,000 euro. Okay. And another one that I want to show you. Anyway, it's, let's see if I can find it. We see that the price range anyway is around 50 and 60. I also found this property here for 27,000, which is not bad. Okay, I like this property. €27,000 is a very low price. 5 rooms, 166 square meters, but they show only few pictures. They're not showing pictures of all the house, of all the rooms. So that's why I decided to discard anyway this property. But if you're interested to find this property, you can just follow this link here, which I will copy and paste to see this property for €27,000. You can just follow the link under the description. Okay, let's go back to the property. Now, before I start reading the property description, please put like and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. If you like this type of contents, obviously. Okay, let's read the description. And so let's see what they're saying. Detached house, habitable, excellent deal. Characteristic terraced house in the heart of the historic center of Ortezzano, spread over 3 levels for a total of approximately 105 square meters. So I'd say around 1150 square feet. Each floor is approximately 35 square meters. So each floor is around 400 square feet. On the ground floor, there is the entrance, living room with kitchenette and fireplace, and a bathroom. This is on the ground floor. An internal staircase leads to the first floor with two spacious double bedrooms, one of which has access to a small balcony, offering a beautiful view of the charming historic center of Ortezzano, with some panoramic glimpses of the valley. The basement floor is accessed externally and houses rooms used as a cellar and storage. The property is in fair condition. The ground floor was renovated a few years ago, while the first floor has older but well preserved features. The property has single fire tile flooring, wooden shutters, and interior doors, sh- wooden shutters and wooden interior doors, as well as single glazed windows and shutters, a wooden entrance door, and functional system that may need updating to recent regulations. I don't know what they mean by this, but anyway, we will find out. The unit is therefore in habitable condition without the need for extraordinary interventions. The house is attached to another similar building on a corner, but is completely independent in structure and entrance. So from the picture, it looks free on three sides, but anyway, an excellent solution for permanent living or as a holiday home, given its excellent location halfway between the Sibillini Mountains, 35 kilometers, and the sea, 25 kilometers. Excellent value for money. The basic features: detached house, 3 floors, 105 square meters built. I think the 105 square meters built is included the cellars. 6 rooms, one bathroom, with independent entrance. 6 room, one bathroom, balcony, good condition, storage room, built in 1940, individual heating. Let's have a look before we go to the pictures. The price per square meter, €371 per square meter. As I said, very hard. I mean, I found only two properties under €40,000, which I consider in a good condition. So, worth to show here on my channel. Okay, so let's go finally into the pictures of the property to understand a bit better this house for sale. Anyway, so let's judge from outside. And so we are in this beautiful town called Ortezzano, medieval town, historical. Then we have the entrance here, let's say on the floor or mezzanine floor. Let's call it first floor and second floor because there is also the basement. All right. So we have the first floor, which is from the entrance is from this little all right. But anyway, it looks like we also have space in front of the house here, just in front of the basement, where the basement entrance is. Overall, the structure of the property is in a good condition. That's what I see. So basically, I don't see a property that requires massive intervention from the outdoor area. Again, so here, anyway, I want to focus on the fact that the parking space is not far. So basically, on the left of the house, I see a car parked. So basically, there is parking space close to the house, which in many historical towns, old towns, it's quite hard to have a parking space. But we have also a lovely space just in front of the house where it's possible to put a table anyway and to leave even this outdoor space. Okay, many people do. No, there's no problem. And anyway, it's just in front of the cellar. So then we have the entrance on this terrace floor, the mezzanine floor. And then we also have a balcony. Okay. So overall, the property looks in a good condition. I see also a chimney here, a new chimney probably for the fireplace. So, which is already. So basically, I see that the property is in a good condition. And anyway, little alley, little lane here, just beside the house, with other old buildings around. So basically, here we see also the other side of the house, all right, which it looks quite interesting. Anyway, parking space, not far, I mean, just behind the house, as we see, with beautiful view. Looks like it's free on four sides, in just a little corner. Yeah, okay, so here we have the second floor, the first floor. Okay, let's investigate a bit better. Okay, anyway, so it says that on the ground floor there is just one space with dining, with kitchen and dining area, the only kind of living space that we have on the ground floor. They say renovated, and technically, yes, we see. Anyway, I see that there is new floor tiles. Okay, what else I can say here? Then we see the stairs leading to the first floor. We have a corner here. Anyway, we have a pillar and also we have a window. Pity that they kept, anyway, the window closed. Okay, here we have a kitchen. I'd say this could be the perfect holiday home because it's not very extremely spacious. So I'd say maybe not the perfect house to live all the year around. And with 39,000 euro, anyway, you have keys in hand, a house that you can ready to live, let's say. We have a new kitchen here. Okay. Then we have a fireplace. Here we have the fireplace. Okay, here we see one door which is not installed, it's not fixed on the wall. Don't know why they keep it here, but anyway, we have lovely fireplace, new tiles, a sofa. Okay, not very big space here on the ground floor. As we see, we have the main entrance straight away here on the left, but we have radiators, new electrical system. Let's go back one second, simply to understand the space here. Okay. Then in front of the kitchen, there is the fireplace and the sofa. Okay, here we have another view. So here we have the table. The room is quite long, long enough. Okay, so basically, let's go back here. Okay, so up to here, we have a wall, and then the room continues here, where we have the door for the bathroom. Then we have another radiator, so there are two radiators in this living area, kitchen living space. We have a renovated bathroom with new radiators. So basically, I don't see any sort of intervention here. Also, new toilet, still a label. All right. So anyway, the toilet is new, recently renovated. I think it had been used possibly even as a B&B, this house. Then we have a window here. Maybe the weakest point of the house are the window frames, but I didn't see as well many here on the ground floor. I saw only two windows, one in the kitchen, beside the kitchen, and this one. Then we have the front door. Okay, then we have tiles, new tiles. We have shower, sink, and then we can foresee the pillar, which is just beside the kitchen and the stairs. So we have two windows here in the bathroom, one window from the shower and one window here, just on the right hand side, with new electrical system, new sink, everything new, new radiators, obviously not very big. Yes, so basically we have quite long space here with fireplace. I like, I don't dislike this property in particular anyway, if we consider that under 40,000 euro in this area, in a good condition, I could find only two properties and one without pictures, with not many pictures. So here we have the stairs leading to the first floor, to the second floor, let's say. Okay, overall in a good condition. Okay, here we are on the second floor. So this is the bedroom that is facing the balcony. So the front door that is facing the front side of the house with radiators, with balcony, bright enough. Then the floor tiles are not the newest, but nice one, lovely pattern, spacious enough. Let's say obviously full of furniture, full of unwanted furniture there. But anyway, here we see a lovely space. Okay. Then obviously the house needs to be repainted and maybe replaster partially some parts here. I see they've done works in particular to replace all the electrical system. I see traces on the wall, all the traces that we see on the wall. If I go back here, they are all for the electrical system, basically, to track. Anyway, I see the property anyway had been lived for a while. Again, as I said, old furniture. But what is important for me is that the building is solid, that there is heating system, electrical system, and floor tiles. Now, the weakest point here are just the window frames. or the balcony door frames. Anyway, here we have the landing area from the ground floor, which it has a door. Maybe this door could be even removed. Then here we have space for a wardrobe, kind of built-in wardrobe here could be made. Here we have the view from the balcony of the medieval town with the historical part, which is lovely. Nice anyway to have balcony. Here they took the picture late. Looks like it's late in the afternoon. All right, anyway, we have the view again, a bit of the valleys around. Ortezzano, lovely town. Okay, this is the balcony. Maybe the balcony needs a bit of attention. Okay, here we are in the second bedroom on the second floor. Okay, used as a double bedroom with a window. Okay, here again, I see all these tracks in the wall when they renovate the electrical system, basically. So it needs only to be repainted, not even to replaster. Then we can foresee the second bedroom from here. So we have this little landing area on the second floor. We have the window, which is just on the right. Now, this is not very big bedroom. Okay. Now, these are all the tracks as I see for the TV antenna, for plugs, sockets, switches. Okay, so it's not really a very big bedroom. Could be used or as a studio for a couple or anyway, as a holiday home, obviously is perfect. It can accommodate up to 4 people. Okay, here we have the entrance door. Here we have little area, private area in front of the house. Okay, that can be used anyway, simply to enjoy outdoor times. Here it seems like we are in the rear of the house where the entrance, the independent entrance for the cellar is. So maybe let's see 1 second. Okay, so from this side of the house we have access to the cellar. Okay, now obviously is in a raw state, needs to be cleaned properly. There are 2 rooms here, 2 small rooms. So this could be anyway upgraded and renovated this area and use it anyway. Could be used as a pantry, as a storage place. We have windows. This window is just under the entrance of the house. So technically this area could be used also as a kind of living space, uh, separate obviously from the house. Could be created, I don't know, um, we call tavern. Someone wrote under one of my video tavern. Yes, taverna. This is what we call taverna. Maybe it's a concept that abroad doesn't exist. Anyway, to have in the basement an extra room used anyway to gather, to spend time, to enjoy. Anyway, we do have these type of rooms. Obviously, tavern in English is more like a probably uh, like a pub, but Anyway, that's what we call it in Italy. I cannot find the literal translation for this type of rooms in the basements. If you search in Italian taverna, you will find that is this space that many houses have in the basement, used as a hobby room, uh, relaxing area. Okay, here we have the floor map. So we have the living area, here the entrance. So from the top we see the entrance. So we have the living area with bathroom. Okay, with shower and bathroom. Then we have the stairs leading to the first floor where we have the two rooms. Okay, so first bedroom here with the balcony, second smaller bedroom here. Anyway, can be used as a second living area or as a studio. Anyway, obviously this is perfect for a couple, this type of property. And then here we have the basement with the entrance from the side of the house, one window here and another window here on the left. So it's a kind of space that can be used. It needs attention, needs to be clean. And okay, so basically now here we are in the area. So there are grocery shop, restaurants. So we have all type of post office, churches, probably pharmacy. Anyway, let's go now on Google Maps, finally, and let's start investigating the distances of this property to the main locations around the town. So let's go with this view here just to understand which towns we have around. Okay, for example, we can start searching from how far is from Fermo, the capital of the province, which anyway is a beautiful medieval town. So in 33 minutes we are in Fermo, so which is not a long distance. Then we have this town called Rubianello. We have many towns around. Maybe some are bigger, some are smaller. Now, I don't know personally the size of all these towns around. For example, let's see how far we are from the sea. So we have Porto San Giorgio and Pedaso. Let's see, Pedaso, which is the nearest. So in 26 minutes, in less than half an hour, we already reach the seaside. So because it's close to one of the main roads which are leading to the sea, from the mountain to the sea. So basically keep driving in this direction. We reach the mountains. All right. Beautiful Apennine Mountains. Waldo. So there are many towns here, beautiful historic towns. Anyway, Marche is not really renowned in Italy, but anyway, many people know this area and love it. I love it myself anyway. Okay, Porto San Giorgio. Let's see, Porto San Giorgio, which is after Fermo. So we drive, okay, 38 minutes to reach Porto San Giorgio. Then, which other destinations we have here? For example, let's check Ancona, which is the capital of the region. Ancona. We reach Ancona in 1 hour and 11 minutes. It's a big port, Ancona. And now, for example, we can have a look to Rome to see how far it is from Rome. 3 hours and 10 minutes. So 3 hours and 10 minutes driving. We are in Rome. Let's see Pescara as well. Let's say it's around 1 hour, Pescara. 1 hour and 34 minutes. And okay, we have Martinsicuro, San Benedetto del Tronto in this area. Interesting area. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go finally to have a look on Google Street View of this property. Let's zoom in. Let's go 3D here. Let's see if we're able to inspect where the property is. Okay, so basically we have B&B. Also we have agriturismo, which are uh, sort of B&B. In Italy, we also call agriturismo. Then there's grocery shop, restaurant, bars are not missing, post office, as I said before. So here we are, okay, Via del Forno. So this is where the property is, around this area. Let's try to investigate a bit. Okay, now here we have the church. I think maybe Via del Forno. Okay, I think the property is Via del Forno number 13, with this beautiful medieval tower here. Via del Forno 8, of the church. This beautiful medieval tower. I'd say the property could be in the inner part. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Okay, here we are in another street. Anyway, we are in one of these beautiful medieval towns. Okay, I cannot drive down there. I'd say anyway, here in this area should be the parking space with access to the house. Would be this area here. All right. Okay, my friends. So this is the property that I wanted to show you today. Okay, in this beautiful town called Ortezzano. Let's see if we can drive more in this way. No, so it doesn't allow me to go further. It's bringing me back. Okay. Anyway, my friends, so Ortezzano from this property here for sale for 39,000 euro. Okay, so property overall in a good condition, not extremely big, I have to say, but again, properties in this area are not inexpensive at all. Actually, market the prices anyway are quite high comparing to other regions of the south of Italy, like Tuscany and Umbria, obviously, because this area is quite wanted already by the expats, by anyway, for tourist reasons. Anyway, as an investment, as a B&B or accommodation house, guest house, even if nowadays a lot of people I see are complaining about short-term rentals. Anyway, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video here for this town, 39,000, Ortezzano, Fermo Province, Marche Region, 105 square meters. Okay, anyway, I hope you have enjoyed. Put like and subscribe if you have watched up to now, and I'll see you here on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel tomorrow for another property for sale in the beautiful Italy. Bye.